Hey superstar, welcome to the 4 seasons of a business idea or project to help you complete what you start. I am so excited to share this video with you because this is a fundamental foundational principle and I can't believe I've never done a video on it before. But I saw a client of mine presenting this content the other day and realized, wow, this is really, really good content and I should be sharing this on my YouTube channel. So I'm going to share with you first the 4 seasons of business, and then within that structure, that framework, I'm going to explain to you how you can use the 4 seasons in order to finish the things you start and start to get into a rhythm in your business so that things are getting to fruition faster and with more grace and ease. Now, here's the problem. The problem is that a lot of times, especially as entrepreneurs, we start these projects, we get these ideas, and we're so excited about them at the beginning. And then sometimes we lose momentum. Things start to get hard, and maybe we think, you know what? Maybe that idea wasn't so good in the first place. Maybe I need to go back and start over. And I don't know about you, but I have, a skeleton's closet full of old ideas and projects that I never completed, partly because I had not mastered this content that I'm going to share with you today. And the other problem, what happens is that sometimes we're giving up, as Napoleon Hill would say, 3 feet from gold. There's this old story about the gold rush of this. I'm going to butcher this story for sure, but bear with me. But essentially, there's a story about a guy who went out west during the gold rush. He bought this land. He was certain that there was gold on it. He invested in all this equipment. He was digging. And he finally he couldn't find the gold and he gave up. And somebody else bought the land, kept the equipment, and then dug one more time and found the gold. The other guy, the first guy, had given up 3 feet from gold. So that's something that can happen with us as entrepreneurs, that we don't stick to it long enough to allow the thing to really grow and evolve. So that's what this 4 seasons that I'm going to share, that's what this does. It helps you stay focused, stay present, stay engaged. Knowing where you are in the cycle really helps. Now, before I dive into the content, I do want to give credit where it's due. I did not invent this content. That said, I've been presenting it for about 8 years and I've definitely added my own flavor, my own knowledge, my own experience to it. But the first person I ever heard this from was Jake Merriman, who was one of my original mentors about 8 years ago when I first started this business model, the Retreat Mastermind Group Coaching model. So this is very much drawn from his initial teachings, and I've infused it with some of the work I've done with one of my other mentors, Nani Leah Diamond, who I mention all the time, and I'm actually thinking about bringing onto this channel very soon, so get ready. So I've kind of woven these 2 influences together with my own. All right, so here are the cycles, the seasons, the phases, the stages, however you want to call it. There are 4 of them, of course. So there's ideation, concentration and focus, momentum, and stabilization. Now, if you wanted to put seasons on them, I've kind of superimposed on this Nani Leah's model, which is this would be winter, spring, summer, fall. And I'll walk you through how that looks. Let's start, obviously, with the season of winter, ideation. So ideation is where the idea comes, where you first have a new vision. For entrepreneurs, especially very creative entrepreneurs like speakers and authors and coaches and consultants, aka you most likely, ideation is a very fun part of the process. And the reason it's the season of winter is because it's when something is so new that it hasn't had a chance to evolve or to become embodied and available in the world yet. It's just an idea. It's under the surface. Think about it as a seed underground, germinating, and just sort of, being the dream of the thing, but it's not the thing yet, right? So we know that these seasons are actually cycles and they repeat, right? So in the fall, the things fall from the tree and they get into the ground and they start to germinate and they turn into, the new thing that gets to be birthed throughout the next season. So if, the season of fall, the last thing that we created, from the last thing is often a new idea, like, ooh, wouldn't it be cool if we did this? And that's ideation, that's brainstorming, that's the initiation, that's innovation, That's very, very fun for most entrepreneurs, okay? Season of winter. The next season is where you take the thing, the idea, the vision, the whatever, and you start to do the things that you need to do to build it. Now, in our world, as consultants, coaches, speakers, a lot of times concentration and focus means marketing, selling, picking up the phone, telling people about the thing, writing the emails about the thing, making the landing pages about the thing, creating the sales copy. It's when the thing starts to come to life, and it's generally where the most effort needs to be put in. It takes a lot of energy to launch something. Think about, rocket launching. This is one of Nani Leah's favorite analogies, is that when you launch a rocket, the gasoline or the fuel used, most of it is used in the launch process. That's where the biggest output of energy happens. And that's true in business as well. And that's the spring. The spring is where we need to nurture and feed something and water it. And it needs light and it needs caretaking in order to start to sprout. And it's also the delicate time of the thing. It's where the thing is the most vulnerable. Think about the sprouts coming up through the soil. They're like babies and they need to be taken care of. And one really big bad frost could ruin the crop for the whole season. So this springtime, what happens here in terms of entrepreneurship is that this can become frustrating. This can be where we lose hope. This can be where we feel like we're putting so much effort into the thing and it's not bearing fruit yet. But the reason it's not bearing fruit yet is because it's not ready. It's too soon. And much the same way we wouldn't yell at a baby for not being able to walk, we shouldn't be yelling at the business for not bearing fruit so quickly necessarily. Like there's a season of concentration and focus that needs to be completed so that the thing can start to really be in full bloom. And that's the season of summer. The season of summer is when, all the things are out in the world. They're all, full bloom, right? And that is when in the business, once the concentration and focus kind of catches, enough people have seen the thing, enough people have bought the thing that they're telling other people about the thing, there's something called momentum. Momentum, one of the key characteristics of momentum is that it's kind of unpredictable and unstable. Momentum means like, let's say you launched a new book, right? And you called everybody you knew and you put it out into the world and you did emails about it and you posted it on social and you put it out there. And then all of a sudden somebody finds it and buys 1,000 copies of your book. And you're like, oh my God, how did that happen? But then the next month, nobody buys 1,000 copies. And you got like up and down and up and down. And you could get discouraged. And it's also quite a wild ride in momentum. It could be exhausting to be in momentum. It's like, hurry up, get 1,000 books together. Where are we going to get them from? We got to go print them. We got to ship them. Like, and then you've got all these books and the next month, nobody buys any. And like, oh, what happened? Right? So momentum is kind of a wild ride. And that's when we move into, once we start to sustain momentum, when we start to put systems and processes in place, we move into stabilization. And that those systems and processes might be, oh, wow, we sold 1,000 copies to that one store. Maybe we could find other stores like that and do an outreach campaign and outreach every single month to 10 of those types of opportunities. And now you start to stabilize the business. You start to create predictability in the business, and that's the season of the fall, which is the harvest. It's when you're harvesting the bounty, as Nani Leah likes to say. You're harvesting the bounty. You're reaping the reward of the things that you sowed in the prior parts of the season. So the point of this is that when you understand the season you're in, you can sort of bear with it sometimes a little easier. If you're aware that, oh my God, this is crazy. Oh, we're in momentum. That's normal. What do we need to do? Oh, let's start putting some processes and systems in place. Or with concentration and focus, you find yourself getting discouraged. It's like, oh no, but I know I'm in concentration and focus, just got to stick with the activity. And that's where you focus on keeping yourself energized and energy rich, doing your practices, doing the things that you know work, and continuing to reach out and trust and cultivate that trust that if you do this and if you keep adding value to people, you keep outreaching to people, just trusting that you will hit that momentum as long as you have obviously something of value to offer to the world. And if you're not sure if you have something of value to offer to the world and you'd like some support and you'd like to connect with me about how to structure your business, how to organize it, how to model it and market it and sell it and all those good things, and I'd be happy to connect with you. You can find me at superstaractivator.com, and you can learn more about my foundational business breakthrough program that helps you to manage all of this at superstarbusinessbreakthrough.com. I look forward to meeting you.